When it comes to healthy living, somehow we tend to put all our focus on diet and exercise. Sleep always remains the most underemphasized element of a healthy lifestyle. According to a study done by the Scientific American, human body can survive without food for up to 21 days, but without sleep, we won't be able to stay alive for more than 7 to 11 days. Then why do we constantly keep compromising upon our sleep to meet with the ever-growing demands put upon our life by family, work, and social obligations? In this video, we intend to bring to you how does a sleep of less than 6 to 8 hours affect our body? And we'll conclude with a few handy tips to cultivate healthy sleeping habits. Loss of sleep of even a small amount affects our body's health, mood, cognitive thinking skills and our productivity levels. Let's see how does loss of sleep affects various systems in our body. Let's start with mental health. When we sleep less, which means less than 6 to 8 hours as per our body's needs, our body's efficiency to receive and process information decreases. When we learn something new neuronal connections are formed in the brain, and this happens when we sleep. It means our ability to concentrate and to learn a new thing or new information decreases when our body is sleep deprived. It also affects our body's moods. We become more prone to mood swings if we haven't slept enough. It affects our decision-making ability, and it also harms our creativity. It's not just the mental health, but even physically. When we sleep, our body produces certain chemicals known as antibodies and cytokines. Now these chemicals, they are like soldiers of our body. They fight against the foreign invaders such as bacteria and viruses. So if the body is sleep deprived, it does not get enough time to produce these cytokines and antibodies, hence making us more prone to infectious diseases such as common colds, flus, and other infections. And it's not just about the infectious diseases. Even chronic ailments like diabetes mellitus, heart diseases, strokes, they have a clear correlation with the amount of rest and sleep a body gets. Lack of sleep reduces the body's ability to produce insulin. Now, insulin regulates the body's glucose level in the blood. So, lack of insulin means elevated blood glucose levels. There are studies published in reputed journals such as the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology, which have shown a clear correlation between lack of sleep and rates of heart attacks and strokes in people. Now let's come to how does lack of sleep affect other lifestyle things, other health conditions such as obesity. Our eating habits, they are regulated by two hormones in the body, mainly two of them being leptin and ghrelin. Now what's leptin and what's ghrelin? Leptin sends messages to the brain of satiety, that the body has had enough, and ghrelin, it's an appetite stimulator. So a balance between leptin and ghrelin regulates our appetite. But lack of sleep, it reduces the levels of leptin and it increases the levels of ghrelin. Now this explains the nighttime snacking in people and hence obesity, and it doesn't lead to overeating, but due to the body being exhausted throughout the day, one doesn't get inspired enough to exercise. So overeating clubbed with lack of exercise leads to obesity. It also affects many levels of other hormones such as lack of sleep, especially in children and adolescents. It affects the release of growth hormone in the body. Growth hormone is a hormone released by the pituitary gland which affects various growth spurts and growth phases in the body. Not just in children, but even in adults, it has been shown to affect the release of testosterone. If the body is sleep deprived, the amount of testosterone in a young man reduces by as much as aging by 10 to 15 years. So this briefly explains how does sleep deprivation affects the body. Now let's talk about a few very handy tips, very doable tips which can help us cultivate a healthy sleep schedule and do justice to our body. Let's start with it's good to have a regulated sleep time and a regulated getting up time. It gets our body in tune with the circadian rhythm and it gets adapted to that time to go to bed easily and get up easily. This would be easier to practice if we reduce our nap time during the day, and better if we eliminate it altogether and go to bed early. Sleeping during the day affects our nighttime sleep. Also, it would be a good practice to avoid caffeinated drinks at least post lunch, as they are stimulators for the brain and hence they make it difficult for the mind to go to rest if there are high caffeine levels in the bloodstream around the bedtime. It would also be a good practice to not eat too heavy in the night, to avoid alcohol, and exercise. Definitely it's good for health, but just before bedtime during the evening hours, it won't be a very good idea to let the body go through heavy exercise, as again it will act as a stimulant and interfere with the sleep time. Other practices can be, it would be a good idea to establish a good sleep time routine. For instance, maybe 1 hour before bedtime, one can practice reading something, listening to some soothing music, meditating, or just taking a nice comfortable shower and making it a practice before bedtime, as the body identifies it as calming down and becoming ready to go to bed. Also, electronic gadgets it's better to avoid them at least an hour before bedtime, as they clog the mind with too many ideas and too many thoughts and make it difficult for the brain to calm down and go to rest. The amount of time spent in sharpening a pencil is not considered as a waste of time. It's the time which is making the pencil more efficient and is increasing its utility. This is what sleep does to our body. We might seem to be doing nothing, but our body and our mind, they are very busy sharpening their cognitive skills, their thinking ability, and the alertness needed to execute the next day's work. Doesn't it seem to be a good idea to work at our 100% for 5 to 6 hours rather than compromising upon our sleep and slogging at our 60% for 8 to 9 hours? This was about lack of sleep, depriving this body of the essential element sleep. But there's other side of the coin as well. It's not just undersleeping, but oversleeping is equally detrimental to our health. So in our next video in this series, we will bring to you how does oversleeping harm our body.